So as we were saying, it is wedding week, and if you're planning on throwing a Jack and Jill to kickstart your wedding or bridal shower, you're going to need some delicious appetizers. And here to show us two different ones are Chad Flazinski from Taylor's Tavern in Greenfield. So first, I see sausage, I see artichokes. What are we making?
Yeah, so I'm going to make a sausage stuffed artichoke heart with a fennel sauce to go over the top of it. The sausage, I just started with some sweet sausage. I cooked it all off in a saute pan, and then once it was cooked off, I pureed it until it was almost about as paste-like as you can make it.
Wait a minute, so you took the ground sausage, browned it in the pan, took all the fat out of it?
No, I left the fat right in there because it makes for a great binder as you're adding your Parmesan cheese to go with it and pureeing it down so that it makes it more of a paste form.
So you pureed it up and then you added a few ingredients to it?
Yep, just Parmesan, salt and pepper, as always, and just a little of the grease from the
sausage.
Sorry, from the sausage itself. And so now I have some artichoke hearts, which these ones were just canned. A lot of times I buy the marinated ones in the jars. They add a little flavor, but because it's wedding week and a lot of people usually have an allergy or something along those lines, I usually just go with plain Jane and bring out good flavors, and that should be all right. So
that's the tough part when you're throwing a big event. You have to be mindful because so many people these days, have gluten intolerance, dairy or nut allergies. You have to keep that all in mind.
Yeah, allergies are definitely a big thing. So I brought two things today that are actually gluten-free, as well as healthy and good
and delicious.
Obviously.
That's the key, because you can have it gluten-free and it can also taste like $1 million.
And so we're just going to stuff all these artichokes with a little ball of sausage, and this one's actually pretty easy. I've done some more complicated things since I've been here, but this one's one of the easier ones. So I don't know if you want to help, or you want to
let me
just
get my hands
stand
dirty
here,
a
roll
little
the sleeves up, and grab a little bit. I know you like to overstuff things, so it's just a little bit. Looking for about 1/4 around in diameter, and you can give it a nice little pack and press it right in there.
I'm trying to get better. Is that an appropriate size for you?
That is good. That is good. I like sausage, so the more sausage, the better.
All right. Sounds good to
And
me.
you can use hot sausage in this as well. Adds a little more kick, obviously a little more flavor, and it has the same reaction as sweet sausage when you're making the paste.
And now this is already cooked through, so you don't have to worry about undercooking it when you throw it in the oven.
Right, so we're just heating it and browning the top. Kind of like brown and serve sausage in the morning. I don't know if anybody makes breakfasts.
Oh, without a doubt.
So I'm going to put these in the oven.
And I see it's at about 400 or so, 420?
Yes, yes.
And for how long roughly should those be in there?
I run them for about 5 to 10 minutes or so.
Just because you just want that little golden brown on top, purely for show.
Yeah, just looking for a little heat. So I have some that were in the oven already, so I'm going to set these here and let them get a little bit cooler, and I'm going to make our sauce. I was
going to say, this is tasty enough, but there's a sauce that goes on it too. What's in the sauce?
The sauce is just the fennel stock and heavy cream, salt and pepper, and I just let it work down and let it do its magic and let it cook all off.
You know, it's funny, this is one of those appetizers that if I was at a Jack and Jill or a bridal shower or a wedding party, I would be flabbergasted by how good it was and how complicated it looks. But this is easy.
It's really actually very simple. So the stock is just, I chopped up some fennel bulbs, which you can buy at any store, and you can buy them in any quantity. They're about $1 or $2, so it's really inexpensive. I added them in some water and let that cook all down so it makes almost a little syrup. And then into some hot, heavy cream and let that simmer for about 5-10 minutes until it gets a little thickness.
That's easy.
And then once it's all simmered down and it has a nice little consistency, I just take a little bit with a spoon and spoon it over each individual one, which if you have 50 or 60, this might actually take you a minute or two to do.
But this is one of those things too, because there's cream in it and some people might have that dairy allergy, you can have it on the side. You can have it as a dipping sauce, something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's those.
And then these are just good to go?
Nice and simple, good to go.
Oh.
Do you want to wait now, or you want to eat one now, or you want to wait until later?
No, my mother and my boss, two people have always told me to never talk with my mouth full. So I'll wait a little bit. Now, what are you making for us a little bit later in the show?
A little bit later, I have jalapeno bacon wrapped barbecue shrimp done with raspberry jalapeno barbecue.
All right, my mouth is watering already. By the way, if you want a copy of these recipes and more, just head to our website a little bit later today. We are back in the kitchen with Chad Flazinski from Taylor's Tavern. Now, we're making bacon-wrapped shrimp. Yeah. It's like you've been reading my diary. All this food is like it's right up my alley. So how do we get started?
Your smile is definitely
It
bigger.
is.
So we're gonna start. I just have some jalapeno bacon. So like you have applewood bacon or cherrywood bacon or the smoke on there. This one is a jalapeno bacon, which I find has great flavor. It's not too spicy. It's got a great smokiness to it. And what I'm gonna do, Seth, is if you take the first part of the shrimp there, and wrap it around nice and tight, right around the midsection.
Okay.
And then you're gonna put the flap side down. Now try not to
burn myself.
Put your fingers in there, yeah.
Yahtzee.
You want to run the pan a little high because you got to get a good crispiness on the bacon.
Now, is it okay that there's a couple layers on the bacon? Is it going to cook through all the way?
Oh yeah, it'll cook right on through. You're looking for pink all the way through on your shrimp, as opposed to translucent or white.
Okay.
And you'll set them in. And the great thing about this is when the shrimp are done, the bacon's done.
Oh, easy enough.
Or when the bacon's done, the shrimp is done.
Whatever's done
either
first
way.
is done.
Man, you're a good little prep cook. You want to come? You want to come work?
Hey, this was my life in my teens. Every summer in New Hampshire, I would wait tables or cook. I love this stuff.
And wrap shrimp.
And wrap shrimp.
Nice.
So this is another really easy one, and this is a finger food too. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. It doesn't need to be a Jack and Jill. It can be a party, anything like that. You just want something that's easy.
You know, a Valentine's dinner for your girlfriend, something along those lines. All those things are very good in there. So they need to sear, if your pan is really hot, you're looking for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And then once I flip them over, I usually add the sauce right away. When I add the barbecue sauce, though, the pan does tend to simmer quite a bit, so I turn it down a little as well. That way I just don't make a mess of my stovetop and everything else.
Now, is the barbecue sauce necessary, do you think? Or if you're not a big fan, is there a good substitute?
Oh, man. Well, my sauce is good enough for everybody. So there is no substitute for that.
There.
But, you know, I really think the sweetness in the barbecue sauce is what makes it, because the jalapeno bacon can get a little hot for some people. So the sweetness of the sauce kind of dims it out. That's one way to counteract spicy.
And this sauce is interesting. There's raspberry in this barbecue sauce.
Yeah, this is my Kickin raspberry jalapeno barbecue.
All right.
Made with jalapenos and raspberries and other ingredients that I can't quite give away quite yet. But I think it adds a nice sweetness and a nice freshness, especially with summer around the corner and people thinking spring. And also the colors look really nice and they go with just about everything. So if you're at a Jack and Jill or you're doing a rehearsal dinner with your family, it doesn't matter what setting or where you're at. It's something light. It won't take over the whole meal, but hopefully it'll be a great addition, you know?
Now, Chad, I'm getting ahead of myself because this weekend when I had my sleeves rolled up, I was thinking about spring. All I want to do is cook on the grill. Do you think you could slap these on the grill?
Oh, you could definitely do these on the grill. Matter of fact, when I can grill, I grill just about everything. It's really healthy, takes away a lot of the fat because it all drips down and goes through and adds flavor. It's all really, really good. So as you can see in the course of us standing here, our shrimp that we have put in are now done.
This was easy.
And the bacon's done. Nice and simple, really easy, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And now, Chad, if people missed it earlier, we also had sausage stuffed artichokes. Now, how do we make those one more time?
All right, the sausage stuffed artichokes were real basic as well. I started with my fennel stock, which I got working, which is just a bulb of fennel. And I chopped it down and boiled it in some water until it was pretty much gone. And then I added some heavy cream to it and reduced it even more. The artichokes themselves are canned artichokes cut in half. And I added a sausage stuffing made of ground cooked sausage, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and a little bit of the grease from the hot sausage. Stuffed in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, out with a little sauce on top, and that's what you have there. And then those are the shrimp to go along with them.
Now, Chad, we're almost out of time. My last question, my wife and I, we threw a party last week, but we didn't want to make things so that at the last minute, right before the party, we had to prep a bunch. Is this something you could do a little bit in advance and then maybe heat up beforehand or freeze, something like that?
Yes, definitely. And Seth, you brought up a good point. The sauce for the artichoke hearts can definitely be served on the side with a little spoon for people to pass around a family-style table or something like that. You can set up the artichokes a day, even 2 days in advance, I would say. So if you have a lot of prep work and things like that, you can definitely get these out of the way, slide them to the side, and they can be ready to go. And you just pull them out of the oven, put them on a tray, and send them right out.
It's going to be a great way to have a very classy-looking party, but you did it on the cheap. Chad, it's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.